Hey guys, so it's been a while since I've posted. We've had a lot going on, but I do want to talk about something that's a little controversial. A lot of people aren't going to agree with me, and that's fine, but the science is there and it backs up how I feel. Um, I want to talk about the fact that, everybody knows my daughter is autistic, and that I feel that the environment that I was in when I first found out I was pregnant, the stressors, the hormones, all of that plays a role in her being diagnosed autistic. So when I found out I was pregnant, I was living in Texas with her biological father. I was over 36 hours away from any family, friends, anything, so he was the only person I had there other than, some work acquaintances. I found out I was pregnant. He got very angry. He dropped me off at our apartment and went to the bar. He later came back about 4 hours later, and he was extremely drunk. He broke the window out of my car when he came home, which I didn't know until later. He came inside and he just starts throwing things. He's yelling, screaming, yelling for me to come out of my room. So I did. And at that point, he starts being very belligerent, very verbally abusive. And he kicked my dog. He opened our parrot cage, and one by one, we had 3 birds. Threw them off a 3rd-story balcony, and these were pet store birds, so they don't really have any survival instincts or can fly very well. Their wings were clipped. And all the while, he's still screaming at me, yelling at me, telling me that he doesn't want me to have this child. It's going to be an abomination. He should just kill me. He did smack me. I ran into my room where I had some personal protection, and he grabbed that out of my hand, field stripped it, and threw it across the room. I had my phone. I was going to call 911. He took my phone and threw it across the room, and I did not find it for 2 days. He pushed me down on my bed, held me down, and was on top of me trying to choke me out. I was very close to passing out at this point. I was able to squirm enough to kick him in the balls to knock him off of me. And then I barricaded myself in my room. When I was able to locate my phone, I called family and friends, asked for help to get home. My car was broken down before he broke out the window, so I couldn't drive it. After about 2 weeks, I found a friend that was also a truck driver that happened to be picking up a load in Fort Worth, and she said, I'll help you get home if you can get up here. So some people that I befriended, more like acquaintances, but from the apartment complex, I paid them to take me and my dog and a few of my items to Fort Worth to start the trek home. All the while during that 2-week period, I was getting as much money around as I could from my work, maybe money that friends and family sent me. I was shipping stuff up here. I was making arrangements to come back home to Washington because of the domestic violence. And it took me 8 days in a semi-truck with a friend and my dog to get home. I managed to get home on December 24th, so Christmas Eve, so that was a very good present for myself, but there was more to come. There was a lot of harassing phone calls, emails, text messages. I ended up filing for a domestic violence restraining order when I got here, which turned out to be a little harder than I expected because it wasn't reported in the state of Texas. I just tried to get to the point of being able to leave. Now, I feel that I was very strong and very resilient for getting out of the situation and getting myself home, but that didn't stop the stressors. Constant berating from him. He would call or text my mom, anybody else he knew that we had in common. He would try to reach out to them to tell me, hey, she's stupid if she wants whatever that I had left back in Texas, which one thing that I left that was very important to me was a hope chest that had been my dad's, that he gave to me shortly before he passed away when I was 15. So it was a family heirloom. It was very important to me, but in that moment of trying to get myself safe and my unborn child, I left it because it was just a material thing, and our lives were worth more than that. And I wholeheartedly believe that a lot of the stressors, hormones, just everything that I was dealing with from the time I found out I was pregnant till I gave birth to her, even though there was a restraining order in place and he constantly went through that, but because he was in another state, there was not much they could do. I think that played a big role in finding out that my daughter is autistic. And I just urge people to do a couple things, actually. Be aware of the signs of domestic violence, whether it be verbal, mental, physical. It all takes a toll on you, and it definitely can cause health problems. But as well as pay attention to your environment. I believe that a lot of the stressors and hormone issues that I had, from being abused and fleeing and, someone I trusted and thought I loved could do that to me, played a huge role in the environmental portion of my daughter's arrival. So, yeah, that was all I wanted to say.